We're talking about wealth.
I'm excited.
I'm doing it with Kevin Toomey. You know why. How much wealth do you need to achieve financial independence? And how do you actually get there?
Here to discuss how is author and financial planner Eoin McGee. Eoin, you're very welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Financial freedom, right? Let's talk about it.
Yes.
How would you define it? Is it something that's just reserved for the rich and famous like Tommy Bowe?
Absolutely not. It's not even for Tommy. Tommy might get there someday with a little bit of help. But what I would say about financial freedom, it's actually changed quite a bit, right? So financial freedom traditionally would have been, let's work for the same company for 40 years and then spun off into the sunset and play golf or read the paper or whatever it is you do for the rest of your life. It's changed dramatically. Financial freedom now and financial independence is a point in your life where you've created enough wealth that you don't have to work again, you don't have to worry about money. And I'm talking about wealth from all assets, from everything that you have, whether that's pension, state pension, whatever else. And getting to that point now doesn't necessarily mean you give up work. Now you're going to work tomorrow because you want to and not because you need to. Okay. And it's people kind of go, oh yeah, that's a pipe dream. I'm never going to get there. It's so far away. But people who get there, it's the freedom that they get from it is, I always wanted to do charity work, or I wanted to be a librarian, or I want to do something else.
Listen, I do get that. Like, I get it. Wouldn't it be lovely? The word wealth seems insane to me now because we have a increasing number of billionaires, including in Ireland. Yeah. And the wealth gap is getting bigger and bigger globally. We're seeing it here. It costs 50% more since 2020 to live in Ireland, to feed your children, to pay your bills. Yeah. So I suppose people are kind of hand to mouth more than they would have been perhaps 20 years ago.
And there's two things I would say about that. First of all, financial freedom is a lot more about how much you spend than it is about how much you have, right? So the three of us could have financial freedom right now if we wanted to move to, I keep saying outer Mongolia, right? Because that's what we used to say. But we wanted to move and live off the grid, right? Off grid for a while. And we just, a couple of grand would set us up, we'd pay for our flights and we'd be gone and we'd do it, right? And we'd be at financial freedom. But we do want luxuries and we do want things that we've got lifestyles, we've things we want to have, right? Now, when I say it's much more about expenditure, I don't want people to say, oh, here you go, he's going to tell me to cut the avocados. That's not what I'm saying, right? The reality is, you are absolutely right. It's 50% more expensive now than it was 5 years ago to live in Ireland. And my message, and what I'm hoping people get from the book, is to realise that if you're doing the same thing with your money now that you were 5 years ago, it's not going to cut it. You need to do more with your money. People ask me, what's the biggest mistake people make? What's the thing I see? You work hard for your money, but your money doesn't work hard for you. And I know it's cliche, but it's so true. We have 160 billion sitting on deposit right now. Let that sink in for a minute. It's people struggling, but yet we have 160 billion sitting on deposit. That's the people of Ireland. It's not the companies, and that's just the banks. I'm not looking at the credit union or An Post. And I would suggest that about, my maths would be about 104 billion of that shouldn't be there. It's not going to be used in the next 5 years, the 5-year rules, and it should be put somewhere else.
OK, so this is the book. It's called How to Achieve Financial Freedom. This is Eoin's brand new book. There's two things that you've said there. First of all, what should that money be doing, and what's the 5-year plan? What's that?
So the 5-year rule is... The 5-year rule is, if you have money that you don't need in the next 5 years, it does not belong in the bank account. Full stop. An Post, credit union, doesn't belong there. You need to get it out of there and put it somewhere else. If you have money that you do need in the next 5 years, it absolutely belongs in a bank account, credit union or An Post. And you know what? Which bank account people say, doesn't matter. All the interest rates are crap, right? So you can break your heart trying to find the best one because it's going to make very little difference. So that's fine. You put up with the crap interest rates because you need the money in the next 5 years. You need to put it somewhere else if it's beyond 5 years. The 5-year rule is the really key thing that people need to get right, because if you don't get that right, let me give you a very quick example, okay? It doesn't matter if you have children with child benefit or not, or you have a spare 140 quid a month, which happens to be the child benefit number. If you take €140 a month for 18 years, right? So little Johnny or Mary is born today, right? And you decide, I can afford not to spend the child benefit, or even better, I'm not going to get used to spending the child benefit if it just, your lifestyle expands because you have it, right? So you take the €140 a month, you put it aside, you put it into a bank account and you get 1% interest. Ignore tax. You're going to have 33 grand there in 18 years' time. You put it into a no-brainer 60-40 portfolio. That's just a style of investing. We could spend a whole show talking about that, right? Just invest it.
It's an investment.
It's an investment. A little bit of shares, a little bit of bonds, and you get a mediocre return at kind of 4.5%. You're going to have €44,000. Okay? Now, I looked at these figures. I was.
Do I need to set up a spreadsheet? I can't cope with Excel.
33 grand in the bank account, 44 grand with a standard portfolio, right? I looked at last Tuesday, I was doing a live show down in Limerick, in the live tree in Limerick. You should have been there, and I should have invited you. It's my fault, right? We were doing a live show down in the live, and before we went on stage, I went and did the maths, and I figured it out, and I picked a fund that was available 18 years ago to everyone in Ireland. That's still available today. I did not cherry pick the fund. 68,000 euros. That's the same 140 euros a month being used in a different way, getting a very different result. Now, my point is if 5 years ago you got away with sticking the money in the bank account, you can't get away with that today because it's 50% more expensive to live today than it was 5 years ago.
But I suppose the thing in Ireland is, like, even talking about money, it still does make people uncomfortable, especially, like, just having conversations with friends and things. And I think it's drilled into us even from communion age, when you have to run upstairs with your cards and open them up away from any prying eyes. But do you think that is what, like, it inhibits financial freedom, or it's like putting
that imagery is brilliant. I'm robbing that, Kevin. Right, running up to with the communion money. The reality is, in Ireland, if you do well, it's kind of, how does he know, or how does she know? Or if you fail, it's like, knew they'd fail. And there's that stigma attached to it. In the States, well done. How did you do that? How can I do it like you?
I don't think anyone wants to be like anyone in the States at the minute, Eoin. I think that's a bad example.
Okay. Or if you fail in the States, I'm sticking with it. If you fail in the States, you'll learn from that. You'll do better the next time. We just have a different relationship with money here in Ireland than we do. And I think in other countries they have similarities, but I think we're particularly bad about it here. And you know what? I would encourage people to have a conversation with somebody else this week that you haven't spoken to about money. Today is Wednesday. Before Friday evening, have a chat. Say, what's the best thing you ever did with your money? And let's try and break that stigma together, one conversation at a time.
It's really interesting because I know that you talk about, and you do it in this book about, it goes into psychology, but you're like, wealth isn't all about money. It's about your lifestyle and spending time with those you love.
Absolutely. I'm in a really privileged position in that I get to help individuals with their money, and I get to see the impact. And I get to see, we get a lot of winners for whatever reason. We get a lot of winners. And what's interesting about that is all of a sudden you've all the money in the world. If you weren't happy before the lotto win, you're not going to be happy afterwards. You have to create the happiness along the way.
But I'd love just to put that theory to the test. Let's just see how it work out, how it play out.
There's a TV show on that. If only we could get a sponsor.
The book is called How to Achieve Financial Freedom. As always, it's Eoin McGee there. Look at that lovely picture on the front. Eoin, as always, thanks a million for coming in.
Thanks for coming in to chat to us.